Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you want to really help out this channel and help it grow and keep on growing, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so before we dive into this reading, well, actually, before we get into that, if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we dive into this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Virgo, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly, guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides. Fantastic. Think of this layout as a tree. This is the trunk and the roots, and then you have here the branches. So let's see. We have the Five of Cups. Also, the left-hand side is the inner self. The middle is the heart, the emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So we're starting off with the Five of Cups and the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then we have Judgment and the Six of Pentacles. That is over the heart. And then we have the Eight of Wands and the Five of Wands in the public arena. Ooh, things get spicy. They do. We have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, time frame April 20th to May 20th. And we have the King of Cups, which is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Okay. So let's see what the chakra energy is for this time. Virgo, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Psychic development. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That can be why there's such harsh kind of kickback from, from the public arena. It's because we're seeing more than we usually see. Now, this is the third eye chakra, and there's a real sense here of understanding, of passion, of power, of being protected, but also gaining a greater understanding of who we are and what we want and what we're looking towards and where it is that we want to be. We're going to have, our instincts are going to be high, and this is going to be a time where we have to utilize those instincts, or else we're going to find that we feel rather hopeless. We can feel rather overwhelmed. We can think, oh, there was a part of me, there was a voice in my head that said, oh, I should do this, and I didn't do it, and now I'm beating myself up because of it. This isn't saying to be reckless or to be careless, but this is to say to trust your intuition in a very real and very powerful way, because you're developing yourself psychically, holistically, powerfully, becoming in tune with the body, the mind, the spirit, the soul, what is desired and what is wanted and why we're on this earth and where it is that we want to be. All of this is kind of coming at us, and it can feel like all at once, but it's not. It's happening all at once because it's gaining momentum, but it's kind of like how you fall asleep gradually and then all at once. I mean, that's a John Green quote, but there's a real sense here of it's been building for a really long time. Let it come, like open up the doors. And then the energy we are to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Virgo is to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Virgo. What is the energy that Virgo is to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Strength, if we're to be mindful of, this is Leo energy, time frame July 23rd to August 22nd, but also confusing. People who confuse strength, like you will do what I say, you will listen to me type of thing, demanding complete obedience to strength of character, to strength of desire, to strength of vision. And these are going to be people that really inspire us, these people who have this strength of vision. But the people who demand, they can seem like they have vision because they're so, Spirit is saying like all encompassing in what they see, but they're going to be all overwhelming. So just be mindful of that. Now, at our roots are the Hierophant and the King of Cups. The Hierophant is the connection with tradition. This is the institution of tradition. This could be marriage even. But there's this sense of looking at traditions and seeing the ones that are right for us, but also the traditions that we have as individuals. We tend to think of traditions very much as a cultural thing or as a family thing or a religious thing. But what we're going to see here is that we have to be traditionally right to ourselves. There are parts of who we are and what we desire and what we're building towards that we couldn't go to. No, we could go against if we wanted to. But if we went against who we innately are, we would feel a bit broken. And the thing with the Hierophant is the King of Kings, because the Hierophant is the Pope. And in medieval times, he told the kings and the queens and the emperors and the empresses what to do. So there's this real sense of this power coming forward, and it's an absolute power that is listened to. There's an authority here. And the King of Cups at our roots is really telling us the only person who can move us forward, the only person who we have any control over in our lives is ourselves. So where the other kings kind of connect with others and have us working with others, the King of Cups has us working by ourselves to say, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I'm discovering, this is what I'm needing. There's a reason why he's in the middle of the water, and that's because we're in the middle of our emotional self. And as we are in the middle of our emotional self, we have to see things more openly, more honestly. We start to rip away layers, and that leads us and leaves us with the person that we cannot hide from, the person that we cannot turn away from. And there's this real sense of power. There's this real sense of this is what is needed, this is what is desired, this is where I need to be and how I need to be, and this is how I'm opening up the door. So there is something here that we've been afraid to try for a very long time. We've been afraid to go after it. Now's the time where if we connect with ourselves, especially opening up these psychic channels, the sense of intuition and instinct and power and understanding coming together, sitting in meditation, connecting with our inner voice, there's a sense of power here from it. There's a sense of greater understanding from it. And it moves us to become more holistically in line with who we are and what we want and what we're developing and where it is that we want to be. Because we can't make anybody do anything else. We learn that from children, if you're raising children and you find out that, wow, I can suggest things, I can demand things, but they are still themselves. And it's difficult and it's frustrating, but it's also a real eye-opener. And so here, that's what we find, because we're all kind of like little children running around. We try our best. We, conform in different ways, but there's still that wild 2-year-old in us that wants to come out. And so here it's connecting with that. It's connecting with who we are and what we want and what we need, and when we don't want to listen and when we do want to listen, and what it is that we're raging against and what it is that we need to have a better understanding of. And it leads us to the Five of Cups. It leads us to this sense of, I need to change my mind to change my life. I need to stop looking at the negative, because we all know people who have blessings. They do. You can see them. As an outsider looking in, you'll be like, oh, wow, that looks like such a blessing. But all they look at is the negative. Now, it's not for those people who life looks perfect. Like, everything looks perfect, but behind closed doors, it's terrible. It's like living on broken glass. What this is, it's the person who, and it's ourselves at times, because we all get this way. It's when we look at everything that's gone wrong, and we don't turn around and see everything that is right, everything that is beautiful, everything that is harmonious within our souls and our hearts and ourselves, and that healing, beautiful love that guides us and moves us and becomes a part of us. And so here with the Five of Cups, it's changing our minds and changing our lives. It's moving from the pain and the hurt and the devastation to the healing, to the compassion, to greater understanding of what it is that we need to be able to move ourselves forward, to be able to conquer past wounds, and to be able to see our energy in a new light. And the Page of Swords is us becoming a student. Now, this can also be child energy. So if you have a child that is an air sign energy, or also a child that is just super smart, or even if you were a child that was super smart, this energy is coming up. It's like this inquisitive why and how come about everything. It's like, well, why is that? Where is that? What is that? And there's this sense here of asking the questions, not simply to find answers, but it's to peel back layers. It's to kind of get closer to something. We're looking to get closer to something that once seemed like we had to mourn it. We once thought it was lost, but it isn't lost. We're looking at a new way to connect with it, a new way to look at it, a new way to understand it. We're also cutting through a lot of nonsense. The sword is the only weapon. So why that is so important when I read, excuse me, is because this is a weapon that isn't just, you can pick it up, and just know how to use it. It's a weapon that takes skill and time and sacrifice and dedication. And it's the weapon of the mind, right? Because swords represent the mind. So when we're looking at things, it's that skill to hone our mind, to hone our skills, to embrace and to develop. And what we're going to see here is we're going to see ourselves shifting, and that shifting, and when we start to see the blessing that is a part of our life, the healing that is a part of our life, the masculine and the feminine coming together, we start to look at things in a new light, through new eyes. We start to question things that we might have thought were just normal, and now we're pushing the envelope. We're moving ourselves forward, and we're going to find at our hearts that we're coming out of the box. We're coming out of this place where we felt, I was stuck there. I was stuck. I was, trapped. I was overwhelmed, and I didn't think I could move forward. The Judgment card is hearing the trumpet's call. It's hearing the power to rise up. And it doesn't mean that it has to be anything really dramatic. But what we're going to be hearing is this power to rise within ourselves, within what we want, within what we desire, within what we long for and we need, and what we're looking towards within our lives. And there's a sense of coming out of the box. It's like, I didn't want to be stuck in here anyway. And the Six of Pentacles is really looking at, in our hearts and in our emotions, where's everything unfair? Where's everything out of balance? And where is it that I want to be now? Am I the person handing out the blessing, saying, okay, you can have these crumbs, you can have these crumbs? Am I the person receiving the blessing? Am I, both at the same time, the person handing out and the person, the rich and the pauper? Where do I stand? What do I want? What is desired? What do I value as much as money within my life? What is wealth to me? And how is it being distributed within my world, but also distributed within my heart to myself? And we're rising out of a stingy mentality, out of a beggar's mentality, out of I'm waiting for somebody to save us. And at our heart, we could really want somebody. I know this was so much a dream of mine, to have somebody just come in like a a white knight on their horse and sweep you off your feet and just make everything better. Now, of course, I would have absolutely balked against that, but in my head, it sounded like such a good idea. And that could be what we're kind of finding out won't happen. There is nobody who will save us. We have to save ourselves. And we have to make things even and powerful and gain the balance within it. And it moves us then to the public arena, where things really start to speed up. And the public arena is change comes, and the change comes fast, and it brings up a lot of hurts and pains and disappointments and angers and upsets that start off really small. It can start off as somebody kind of kibitzing around and saying, oh, I'm mad at you because of this, but then all of a sudden it turns into a heated fight, an intense argument. We begin with 5. So, we have 5 here now 3 times, okay? So with 5 3 times, that's divinity saying that there's this need for freedom, and it's a need from freedom from the chaos. Because things are happening so fast, it leaves us in chaos. The 8 of Wands, it can't be stopped. The change comes in, it sweeps us off our feet, it embodies us, it emboldens us, it terrifies us, it makes us want to run and hide. And then we have the office politics that come in, we have the petty disagreements of people, we have everybody stressed, so everybody starts snipping at each other. We have this, and we think, no, I don't want it anymore. I don't need it in my life. I don't want it in my life. I'm pushing away from it. And it's also looking at the chaos within ourselves. Things start to change. They start to pick up. And in insides, we're like, oh my gosh, no. Oh my gosh, no. And it might be that we're moving towards something that we've always dreamed. We've always dreamed of rising this way. We've always dreamed of coming out of the darkness and into this light, into this beauty, into this way of being. And yet there's a fear. There's a sense of, oh my gosh, but what if I muck it up? Oh my gosh, what if everything falls apart? Oh my gosh, I can't. And there's a real power of, yes, you can. We have to just stop the chaos. And the chaos is something that's very challenging to stop because we're so used to chaos. Human beings are, part of chaos. But we're so used to ourselves going against the grain of who we are. We're told, you have to be like this. Things have to be like this. This is the way it is. And so when we're little and we want to just run and explore and be, we're confined, or we're told, no, that's dangerous. You don't do that. And all of a sudden, there are rules and there are regulations for a reason. But we can really find here, Virgo, that we just kind of want to go against everything. We just kind of want to push against it all and see what would happen if we just made a huge mess, if we just, embraced chaos for a little while, if we were just completely and utterly free without any responsibilities. Now, of course, that's always going to be, or for most of us, that's just going to be a fantasy. But there's a sense here of needing to let that outlet come forward, needing to look at the chaos within us, express it, and then relinquish its power that it has over us. So let's go and see here, what is the pain within our inner self? What is the pain that Virgo is having trouble letting go of? What is the pain that Virgo is having trouble letting go of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo. What is the pain that Virgo is having trouble letting go of? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly. It's the Hangman. It's not seeing things the same way as everybody else. It can be being intrinsically different. It can be having a different outlook than somebody, and it led to an argument, and now we're hurt or we're disappointed. But there is this intrinsic sense of, I didn't see this the way other people saw this. I didn't see the situation. I didn't see, what my soul desired as being bad or as being wrong. And yet it caused so much pain. Or because I'm different, I always saw the way that I was different instead of seeing the beauty that that difference brought. So often we're so worried, and that's what we're being a student of here, being a student of our mind, of what we want, of how we're developing. When we're little, we accumulate our scars. We just do. We accumulate coping mechanisms that are really good and some that are really, really bad, or just bad. And so here with the Hangman, when we look at our difference, when we look at the way that we don't fit in the way that we stand out from others, in the way that we don't see the situations the same as others do, we might have punished ourselves in one way or another, or dealt with feeling different, in a maybe not as healthy way as we should have. So here, it's being able to see things differently and being able to be a student of our minds and saying, you know what? Maybe I was meant to stand out instead of fitting in. Maybe I was meant to see this different for a reason, to open up the doors, to push myself forward, to go after what I needed. So when we're looking at the difference that we have, what is the power that comes from Virgo's difference, from Virgo being different? What is the power that comes from Virgo being different? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. It comes to healing, the two of water, which is the Two of Cups in the Five of Wands. These are the same. So it's when we turn around, and the power that comes from being different, and the power that comes from being able to stand out, is the healing, beautiful love, is the compassionate understanding, is the power of the individual, of the soul, of the self, of what is desired and what is wanted and what is needed, and the power of unity within us. And it brings us then to what is the imbalance in Virgo's life? What is the imbalance that the Six of Pentacles is highlighting? What is the imbalance that the Six of Pentacles is highlighting for Virgo? What is the imbalance that the Six of Pentacles is highlighting for Virgo? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh. It's the Hangman. That's so funny. It's again being different. The imbalance is not letting that unique way of seeing things come forward. It's keeping that, that's what it is. Okay. It's keeping that unique aspect of ourselves, because Spirit kept on showing me this as us. All the people here as us. The person who is getting the crumbs, the person who isn't getting the crumbs, the person who is handing out the crumbs. This is who we are. We wear different hats at different times in our lives, at different moments in our understanding. So with the Six of Pentacles, what we need here is balance. What we need here is discernment of energy. What we need is to understand that we're different, and that we have to embrace that difference, have to embrace with compassion and insight and understanding of ourselves what we want and who we are and how we're moving forward and where it is that we want to be. We need to look at things openly and honestly and say, I'm not seeing it the same way. And that's okay. I don't need to punish part of me. I need to embrace all of me. And then it brings us. So as we embrace seeing things differently, which is going to be the theme of this time, it's like, so what if I'm different? So what if I'm different and I don't act like them? That's what we are during this time. We're not going to be like everybody else. And even if we try to fit in, just simply by the energy vibration that we give off, we're going to be different. People will be able to pick us out of crowds. And it comes from part of our power and part of the fact that it's like, take the plank out of your own eye before taking the splinter out of your neighbor's. I think that's in Proverbs. So here, there is this real sense of, I need to clear out what's not right within my life. And I need to shine before I turn to anything else or anyone else. And it doesn't mean I need to be perfect. That's not what we're talking about. It's talking about the really big pains. It's talking about not accepting who we intrinsically are and trying to fit into what the world wants us to be or what we think society wants us to be, instead of saying, but this is me. So what is the box that Virgo is rising out of? What is the box that Virgo is rising out of? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh. These two right here. Patience is temperance energy and the Page of Earth. So we have temperance energy with the Page of Earth, which is us as a student. So we're being a student of our patience. We're rising out of the box. The box that we are rising out of is the box of eternal patience. Is the box of don't rock the boat. Is the box of, wait and good things will happen. We are becoming students of the harmony and of the balance. But we're also realizing that the action and the ferocity also needs to be a part of it. And it leads us then to the chaos of the public arena. And I want to know, really curious as to why this public arena is so chaotic for you, Virgo. Why is the public arena so chaotic for Virgo? Why is the public arena so chaotic for Virgo? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. It's the Ten of Pentacles, because it has to do with wealth. It has to do with how we're moving forward in prosperity, the completion of a cycle. When it comes to money, when it comes to calling wealth into our lives, there's chaos here because there's richness to come. And either we are ready for this richness or we'll have to wait for it. And there's this sense of gaining a greater understanding. But what is the battle? What is the battle that Virgo is going to have to face? What is the battle that Virgo is going to have to face? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Okay. So remember we had the 10 Pentacles, the wealth, the prosperity, the happily ever after, the sense of money that lasts for generations coming in. And then the battle that we have to face is being strong enough to get that. So that's why the chaos is here. Because the wealth that lasts for generations is coming. Can we obtain it? Can we hold on to it? Can we have it in our lives? The Queen of Swords is that knowledge, that understanding. It's that student that we are in our inner selves in the public arena. Now we have to be on our A game. Okay? We have to be on our toes all the time. The Queen of Swords, she's not for everybody else. So the queens aren't for everyone. The queens are for the individual self. The kings are like the actors upon the stage. They're the ones that everybody sees and everybody thinks that they have a part of or have this connection to. The queens are the behind the scenes. How is everything going? The directors, type of deal. And so here with the Queen of Swords, behind the scenes, this is the warrior queen. We are fighting. We are enhancing our skills. We are, bringing our A game to begin with. We're looking at things openly and honestly. We're speaking truthfully and succinctly. And we're also knowing that our angels are untangling so much mess. So much mess that we thought didn't exist, that we were ignoring, that, was the chaos building inside of us. And we were just like, I'm too busy right now, or I'm too overwhelmed. I can't. And so here, the Wheel of Fortune, which is another 10, just as the 10 of Pentacles was, we come to a completion of a cycle. We see that it's a mess. We have to clear it out before we can have the blessing come in. We have to claim responsibility for what we want and who we are and where we want to be. We have to put ourselves in balance so that we can rise and so that we can be different and stand with people judging us as people do to everybody and be able to say, that's your opinion, but this is me. So let's see here. What are our angels untangling? What is the mess that our angels are untangling? What is the mess that our angels are untangling? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. That's it. It's the passion of our hearts. And again, this isn't for everybody to see. This is for us, right? It's the passion of our hearts. It's the heart chakra, the embrace of the soul. It's rolling up our sleeves. It's saying, this is what I want. This is what I need. And it doesn't matter what others think, but it's also the cage that we find ourselves in. The fact that we find ourselves feeling small and forgotten and overwhelmed and ignored. And that we don't know if we can move forward without losing it all, without everything falling apart. And now this is a time where we're having to be really open and honest and truthful with ourselves and looking at the chaos that has held us back. Now, whether that chaos be through an incorrect way of seeing ourselves, whether that chaos be through the mind's worry and doubt and fear and chaos, just building and building and building, whatever it is, whether it be through addictions or disabilities or whatever it is. And I don't mean to put addictions and disabilities, but as somebody who is disabled, it can feel like a battle that you're always going to have and that people don't really understand. So here, there is a sense of, why will I always be caged? And it's like, we won't always be caged. But it's having to face the chaos first, before the beautiful light, before the shining brilliance comes forward. And it's having to walk out of the cage of our own mind's making. All right. Let's look at our spirit animal message. Virgo, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. The grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. It's time. Jump, go. If we think about it, this will be a time where we can hem and haw over everything. That when we will doubt ourselves intrinsically, we will just sit there and doubt who we are and what we are and where we're headed and what we desire and just find it wrong. We will find ourselves wanting. Take the leap of faith and know that your astoundingly different and vibrant way of seeing things is not wrong. It is extraordinary. The subconscious spirit animal message is the dear spirit, bring a gentle touch. Because our world is so used to being a bulldozer, and everybody brings the bulldozer. Bring the gentle touch, bring the compassion, bring the heart and the understanding. Let it come forward. Because you know what? It's extraordinary. And the people who matter, they notice. The subconscious chakra message is the Earth Star Chakra, nurturing. Nurturing how we're growing, how we're developing the inner child within us, our insecurities, our doubts, our fears. Nurturing our strength. Nurturing the fact that we aren't who we once were, but who we once were has made us who we are. It brings us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of message, which is Pisces, which is the moon. It is fear. It is the shadows, it is the unknown, it is the shadow self, it is the sense of, if I fully embrace all of me and all that I desire, what will go wrong? How will it go wrong? How will I fall apart? And here's the real secret. By embracing who we truly are, we don't fall apart. It's by facing the fears that we become the warriors. It's by facing the fears that we embrace strength and truth and greater understanding. And we move forward with ferocity instead of in meekness or in apathy. Our subconscious tarot message begins with justice. It's discernment, saying, this energy I will let into my life. This energy I won't. It's very much the concept. And I always had a hard time with justice until Spirit explained it to me one day. And it's like, you wouldn't leave your door open. You wouldn't leave your house and leave your door wide open and then be shocked when people broke your stuff, stole your stuff, treated things badly. Would you? No. If you called the police and said, well, hello, I left my door wide open and, now things are stolen and I left my house for, a couple of hours and went out, they'd be like, excuse you? Like, what? So here, it's very much that idea. It's very much of, if we leave the door open to our emotional self and we let people just run amok, why are we surprised that we feel terrible, drained, overwhelmed, pulled this way and that? Justice here is in balance, is in saying, I can let this energy in, but I can't let that energy. I can be here for this, but I can't be here for that. I can't do that. It's being fair and it's being honest. And as we're fair and we're honest and we are saying, this is what I can let in, this is what I can't, we build in strength because we give ourselves time to heal from being ransacked. It leads us to our next subconscious message, which is the Three of Water. For me, the Three of Water, the Three of Cups, are always the people that should have been able to celebrate us. Parents, partners, siblings, friends, that were supposed to be by our side, but they couldn't be. And they weren't. And they left us with a hole in our heart and in our soul. And we thought, I was the one to blame. I could have done better. That's the sermon. It's like, no, you don't get let every energy in. You just don't. And so here, it's acknowledging and loving and honoring the people who stand by us. But it's also releasing the people who hadn't. And realizing they couldn't do better. And that isn't to put them off the hook. That's to say, you're not worth my time. And it moves us then to our subconscious message for this whole entire reading, which is the King of Wands, that fire sign energy coming forward. That passion, that determination, that focus, that sense of a completion of the self. The Ouroboros all on his cloak, on his throne, with lions. It is the serpent eating its own tail. That's what the Ouroboros is. It's an ancient motif, and it is the knowledge that we accumulate becoming the wisdom that we devour. We are constantly devouring ourselves, which is fatalistic, yes, you could say that, but it is us devouring the wisdom that we accumulate so that we see things differently, we accrue more knowledge, which becomes wisdom, which becomes what we live by and we devour until there is nothing left to learn. And so here there is power to it. There's focus, there's passion, there's determination to it. And that's what we are during this time. We are focused, we are determined, we have tremendous masculine energy around us. We also have the balancing of the feminine energy in the public arena. It's not for them, it's for us. It's not for you, it's for me. And that isn't selfish. That's powerful. And that opens up our greater understanding. And that moves us forward with laser focus. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we release the chaos that has been with us for way too long, and we let the change come in. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo.